All right, guys, we're about to have Bear Trap today, and I wanted to make an updated video because there are a few mistakes in the old one. So first off, you're looking here at some messages, and you can see at the top, we have Bear Trap starting rally. That is your 3 strongest heroes, mythic if possible, no Gina, no blue heroes. And that counts for every other squad that we're going to configure. So your Bear Trap lead is going to be your strongest heroes, and we're going to show you how to set up the ratios of troop types as well. Under that, it tells you about joining rallies. So you want to have Jesse, Jasser, Soyun, Geronimo, Philly, or no heroes. So if Geronimo is your strongest hero, like he is for me, I'm not going to use him as a joiner. So I would theoretically have 2 rallies with no heroes. But we'll get into that in a little bit. So that's the list: Jesse, Jasser, Soyun. Those are the main 3 that you're going to have to worry about. You can use Philly. Some people say you can use Flint. Test it out for yourself. But the main thing is you want those as your lead hero, plus 2 other heroes that are not blue heroes. So to configure your heroes, you're going to go to this main screen in the wilderness. Click your avatar. Down at the bottom, next to skins, you can see troops. And then at the bottom again, you see squads. So in here, it's going to show up with your top 3 strongest troops, or heroes rather. And you can see those are my 3 strongest heroes. Down at the bottom next to save, it says balance. I click that, and you can configure your balance. Right now I have it as 1:10:89. And that is the ratio you would like to use for Bear Trap, if possible. Now, it gets a little tricky once you start sending out people, because maybe you don't have enough marksmen to send out 89% every single march. So, but for your first one, for your lead rally, if you are a rally lead, this is a great ratio. So I'm going to hit confirm, and now I have my 3 strongest heroes with the 1:10:89 ratio. Now I can press save, and it will give me an option to save my squad lineup. Now I could press 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. Whatever's going to be best for you is what you should pick. For me, I have it saved already as BTL, and you can edit the name if you want to. But I'm going to save it as BTL for Bear Trap lead, and I'm going to hit confirm. So that's going to save my troop quantities. Actually, what you can do, go back into it. You see how it says save by troop quantity? I'm going to save it by troop ratio, because I noticed mine kind of gets skewed up over time. I didn't realize that was an option. So fixing that mistake here. Name it, whatever you want to name it. Save the troop ratios, hit confirm, and now you have your lead group. So that way when you press rally, you can just press that and hit deploy. Makes it super simple, quick and easy. Now, we're going to focus on which heroes that you want to do for your own squads as joiners. So the first thing I'm going to do is on Geronimo right here, I'm just going to hit the minus. That clears out all the heroes. And then we're going to look for our main hero joiners. So it's going to be this guy here, this girl here, and this one here. So again, the thing to avoid is any of the blue heroes. So you don't want blue heroes as your squad. This would be somebody that would get kicked. So don't do that. So we can remove them. And also another thing to avoid is you don't want Jesse, Jasser, Soyun, none of them as your second hero, because that does not count. They need to be your first hero. So we're going to get rid of them again, and we're going to set up a proper squad. So a proper squad would look like this: Jesse as your first, and then you can pick whoever you want, but just avoid the blue heroes. So we can go like this, and we can go like this. Like that would be an acceptable squad. If you don't have mythics, that is perfectly okay. You can do this as your squad as well. Got it? Then you go into, I already have mine saved, so we have Jasser, and you can see no blue heroes. Jasser is the lead. 2, we have Soyun, she is the lead, no blue heroes. 3, Jesse, no blue heroes. One other thing to note is you do not want to repeat anybody in these squads, because then you're just going to come up with empty slots. So I have Patrick saved here in slot 1, well, the second slot in my first squad. If I chose him again here, then he wouldn't be available. So if I went to hit 2, it would be Soyun. and there would be an empty spot where Patrick would be. So you don't want to do that. So just a reminder, you want to have a setup where your suggested hero is in the first slot plus 2 heroes that are not blue heroes. Next thing you can do to configure this squad is to hit balance again, and you can try to do that, the 11089, and you can confirm it and save it and go that route. We have a little special situation at our trap today, so my squads are configured a little bit differently. Not going to get into that, but what you can do is either do the same thing, like I said, set up your ratio, hit confirm, hit save, and then pick which ones you want it to be. Or if you do not have enough marksmen to send out that many squads, what you can do is just set up your heroes and then hit equalize. And that will give you the best chance to send out enough troops with all your squads. But the main important thing to remember is to get the proper hero in the first slot, and then also do not include any blue heroes. Now, here's the thing. When you go into heroes, so we go back to heroes, and we look at, let's say, Jessie, for instance. The reason that we're choosing Jessie is because of the skills. Now, she has skills under exploration, right? My Jessie is maxed out as far as stars, right? She's full 5 stars, but the skills, you want your hero to be at least 4 stars, and then looking at these skills, you want these skills, well, you want this skill, the top right skill, Expedition, to be maxed. So the reason we picked Jessie is because she deals an extra 25% damage for all troops. And this buff actually stacks. So if 4 people join, then we get 100% boost for damage. And that's a big deal. And that's why we are so adamant on picking the right heroes. Now, my Jasser is not full 5 stars, but his skill over here, the Expedition skill, is 5 stars, and that's what counts because he also has 25% damage dealt. Now, if he was only 4, then he would only deal 20%. And that's why we want to try to get these heroes with this Expedition skill at the top right to be maxed out, because that adds additional percentages of damage. Now, Bear Trap is about to open, so I'm going to go ahead and activate my pet skills really quickly. And I'm going to activate some buffs here, which I might have to come do later, because we might not have enough time. I'm going to come back into it. And then when the trap is available, I'm going to hit rally. And I'm going to do my Bear Trap lead. Rally. Bear Trap lead. Deploy. And I'm going to hurry up and go in. Jump in here. Hit deploy. 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 And that is pretty much how you set up Bear Trap. So you want to go in, you want to add somebody else, all good. Now I'm out of marksmen, so I can send just lancers if I wanted to, or I can just wait it out. But that is my general method, is I try to send out all my marksmen within the first couple of marches, and I try to stick with the strongest rally leads. As you can see, we have special guest Gordo here. His capacity is 1.5. Skylord's is 1.5. Mine's 1.3. Navy's is 1.3. So it takes a lot of troops to fill up these rallies. But yeah, that's a wrap, guys. Just go to troops, go to squads. Make sure you configure your Bear Trap squad so you can easily select 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4 if you have enough marksmen to send everyone out. And of course, if you are a rally lead, set up your rally lead with the proper ratios. So I hope all that helps. Please stick to the suggested ratios here. And yeah, let's have fun, guys.